All right, it's Craig and Phil here. We are going to go through the Lifepak 15, kind of show you where things are at, so you can be a little more familiar with how to operate it. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, first we'll go over where things are. So left side of the monitor is all your power button, all your AED controls, your blood pressure controls, all that fun stuff. But mainly remember this as your AED side, because this is where the AED pads are. There should be 3 sets of pads in here. There's going to be 2 adults on one side, and then there's going to be 1 pediatric on the other. Pediatric is pink, so you remember that. And then your cable rolled up nicely in there. When you get them out, the pads have their own wire, and you plug it in, and there's a little arrow at the front. Pop the little cover off, put the 2 arrows like that together, and you get you'll have functioning pads. If you have 2 sets of adults, so that if you have a hairy individual and the shaver you can't find, you can put a set of pads on. If they're wet or whatever, you can rip them back off, and you can have another set of adult pads. On the side as well, there is a larger blood pressure cuff. Since we changed blood pressure cuff hookups, now we have 1 blood pressure cuff over here, a large adult. And then that's kind of it on the left side. The right side, this is your everyday use BLS side. You have your pulse ox in the pocket there. You have your smaller, regular size blood pressure cuff. And then you have your 3-lead cable down on the bottom, which is just your green, red, black, and white wires for just a regular 3-lead for ALS. So anytime you call ALS, you really should have them on a 3-lead. You should, if you have time, put them on at least a 3-lead if you're not gonna do a 12-lead. On this side, the pocket to the right, there should be 12-lead cables. These ones are labeled. These are going to change in the near future to different style. You'll just have different cables in there. And then you're gonna have your cables. Trick for the cables is put that little slide all the way to the top, attach all your stickers to it, and then put them on one at a time when you put them on the patient. It keeps them from getting all tangled up. It's way nicer to do. So this is your 12-lead cables, and then this plugs into your 3-lead. There's a spot on there that this slides in there. That is that pocket. The back. This pocket, which no one really ever uses, has some good stuff in it. Here is your capnography, your nasal capnography. There's no intubated capnography on here. It's just a nasal capnography, which is really all you need most of the time. So there's your nasal capnography, which I'll show you in a second where that goes. There are some 4-lead, 3-lead wires or stickers in there. It just has a 4-pack of stickers instead of a 10-pack of stickers. Currently there is a disposable regular blood pressure cuff. And that is kind of it on the back. There's a lot of extra 3-lead. So if you need extra stickers for 12-lead, they fell off there, whatever, there should be spares in the back if people restock that. Oh, this one says 12-lead on, someone's scribbled it out. But they're really just, there hopefully is some 12-lead wires in there as well, but for the most part, your 12-lead wires are gonna be on the side here because for your 12-lead.
Show them how to get to the batteries while you're on that bottom part.
Okay. Battery, open that up, yellow, strap down. There's a button you can push to see how full they are, and then you can pop out the one that you need. And then we'll go to this back, sorry. We'll do this back top part, which has most of your pediatric supplies for this thing on here, other than the pads. You have your pediatric blood pressure cuff. You have an infant, we have an infant blood pressure cuff. You have an infant neonate. You can use it for adults too, but it's really good for little kids. SPO2, because the one that's in the front will not fit. And you can wrap it around the finger. You can, if it's a little infant, you can wrap it around the palm of the hand, or you can wrap it around the base or the ball of the foot. You can wrap around a toe too if you want, but really the hand or the whole foot is totally fine. If you need to, it works well to go on an earlobe as well. You can hook it to the earlobe. For adults, if you need to, if they have really cold fingers or something like that, the earlobe is a good trick for that one. And then you have a pediatric, not neonate, pediatric one. You can also use an adult. This says it's 10 to 50 kilograms, but it will fit an adult as well. You just put it over the fingertip. You can see you put it over the nail of their finger, and then you just unhook the pulse ox that's there and plug this one in. These are special just for this. If you go to a hospital and steal one of theirs, it's probably not going to fit. It's only for the neon code and not neon code and the Lifepak here. You also have some pediatric stickers. They're a little bit smaller, and there's just a couple extra paper. Can be here or is fine in the back if this thing's really full. And then you have your shaver. Like I said, if you can't find the shaver, if the shaver is dead, the batteries have disappeared, whatever, then you have extra pads for that. But this is a shaver for your 12 leads or your AED. And that is kind of it on the pockets and stuff. And then we can go back to the front and talk about some of the stuff up here. Power on, just click it on. To turn it off, you hold it for like 3 seconds and it turns off. Your analyze for your AED mode is right here. Your a lot of the stuff is ALS stuff that you don't need to know, like the charge and the sync. Your button to disperse the charge will go right here. Your NIBP, that's your blood pressure button to push to start a blood pressure. And that's kind of it on this side for everybody. This dial will scroll through. You can see that things are getting highlighted, and you can change some, like what you want where. So if you have capnography on there, you need to go down to an empty spot, highlight it, and then you need to change it to capnography, and it'll show up, and you can so you can do that. Your capnography cord, the orange part of the capnography screws into there, and then your 12 lead is here to click. You're going to hit the patient age and the sex of the patient to do it, and as soon as you do that, the 12 lead will take if everything's hooked up. Otherwise you'll get an error down here, or it tells you that it's too noisy. To transmit, this is to transmit to the cloud now, or to transmit to a hospital. You're going to select what you want to transmit. You are only transmitting what is in there from this time of turning it on. So if this was turned off and turned back on, everything has been deleted from that call. It is only going for what was turned on this power cycle. So hopefully it's still on. If it's not, there's instructions in the ambulance on how to get to it. I'm not going to go over that today. But you need to click what kind of report you want to send. If you're going to send a 12 lead to a hospital, you only want to select the one 12 lead that you want. Don't send all the blood pressures, all the 12 leads. Select the 12 lead or the multiple 12 leads that you want. If you need to send other ones, you'll have to transmit again. But otherwise, if you're going to send it to the cloud, you're going to want all of it. You're going to select, right now, you're going to send it to code red, which is the cloud for your vitals, all your entire 3-lead history, and all your 12 leads will go to the cloud, and then you can transmit to the computer. If you want to send something just to St. Elizabeth's or something like that, just like I said, the 12 lead, you want to select the 12 lead that you want. In the first part, in the report part, select St. Elizabeth's, and then you're going to hit send. And then you'll see a little thing down here saying it's transmitting, and it should go through. So I think that's pretty much covers the stuff. If you need to change paper, you just pull out that little thing right there. You'll see your rolls right there. Pop out the old roll, put in the new one. If the roll is starting to become empty, you'll notice there's like a highlight of red or darkened color on the side of the paper showing that the reel is almost empty. When you're done with stuff, please restock it. Please put new 12 lead stickers in here. Please put new paper in the back if you use paper. The correct pulse oxes for the children. If you do that, please make sure you put all the things back for the next user. That's pretty much it.
Okay, and if you ever have any questions, please reach out to myself, Craig, or Phil, or Jim, and we will help you out. Thanks, bye.